All right. Okay. This should work exactly like we want it because I do this on YouTube on the regular. All right. Mic is working. Okay. Click the YouTube link. Not the YouTube. You want to be. Okay, so while we're waiting, if there's anyone that's going to come, cool, and if not, they can listen to the replay. So here is my commentary on what went down with the whole Tasha going to jail thing. We knew from the cheat sheet, and shout out to the Power Trivia members who gained access to that cheat sheet and brought it behind the scenes. It was priceless. Okay. um it was full of truth. We knew exactly what was going to happen, even though we know that Courtney Kemp and 50 Cents will leak episodes and then we'll go back and change the game up. And that's all a little like a little shady move towards the producers or the people of the network, if you will. um we know when he get pissed off, that's exactly what he'll do. He'll shade them in a minute. Okay, I see I got one person in the chat. Welcome. We over here to talk about power. If that is my Christina girlfriend, go ahead and say something in the comments. Let me put the link down here so you can come online. Again, you don't have to show your face. You can turn your camera off. But this way we can have a voice-to-voice conversation instead of you having to try to type in the chat. And hang on, I'm pulling up. Let me see. Was episode 15 the last one? Yes. So let me pull it up. Okay. So it seemed like everything had went fine. No matter how shady it appeared to be, we know all of that was a whole part of power and how it was going to go. What got me was when Tasha decided that she was going to turn on Q. That, I think, was her demise. Had she never tried to call and drop a dime and snitch and put the heat on him, I think everything would have been fine. Because when Tariq set Sachs up, when they had him down at the FBI headquarters, and he pretty much blackmailed Sachs and was like, look, dude, I don't want to tell them I saw you at Truth. When he hemmed Sachs up, Sachs knew he had just got his job back on a technicality from the Asian dude, Mock. He knew that he wasn't supposed to be nowhere near the case, and he had still been working the case. We knew that he picked up the gun that Tasha dropped that Tariq had used to kill Ghost, because Tariq saw him. He was standing around the corner. So when Tariq set him up and said, look, dude, I don't want to have to tell them I saw you at the case, Sachs knew then he was screwed. At the same time, the whole game plan was to put it on Andre. Now, here is where things get a little twisted. Andre punched Bianca in the face. We know this from episode 614. He punched her in the face in the alley, knocked her down. So Andre was there the night of the shooting, no matter what. You made it. All right, girl. All right. You made it, girl. Now click the link. Click the link in the comments. I don't know if you got an Android or an iPhone, but if you have an iPhone, when you click the link, it may take you to Google Chrome. Google Chrome doesn't like this platform. So it will have a button that will tell you to copy the link, and then it will tell you to open your Safari. And when you open your Safari, you'll paste that link into the field box and hit enter. It'll bring you straight to StreamYard. The rest, you just read it. It brings you right in. And in that way, I can get you up here so we can have a voice-to-voice conversation instead of you sitting in the chat and trying to type. And I don't know how to, let me see. Yeah, I don't know if you're on your computer or on your phone. But I know that it doesn't generally, but it doesn't like Chrome. It doesn't want to work on Chrome if you're on your app, on your iPhone. But it will tell you, you know what, this won't work, but copy the link. We got the link for you. Click the button right here and copy the link. And then it'll tell you to open your Safari. And then, paste the link in the, where the URL box is. Hit enter. It'll tell you you're entering the broadcasting thing. And then at that point, it will ask you, do you want to give it permission to use your camera and permission to use your mic? You will say yes to both just to give it permission. Then once you've said yes, you will see your face in the camera. Just look down on your phone and hit the camera, and it'll turn it off. And then the other button will be enter the studio. Click the button, and bam, you will come up behind stage, and I will grant you permission, and you will come on screen with me so we can have a voice-to-voice talk. Now, while you're doing that, you got questions, ask, and I'll walk you through it. But it's pretty easy. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. But I was just giving you kind of an idea. So anyway, we know that Dre was there the night of the shooting because he punched Bianca in her face. Okay. We know that Sachs came up behind him after he had ran off. And we know that Sachs helped Bianca up off the ground, which is another time that Tariq saw him and Bianca, right? Now, what scared Tasha was after they found out that Dre had been murdered in prison. Why would it upset her so bad? That's a good question. I have no idea why it upset her so bad. Okay, we'll do it. May take me a couple of minutes. I'm on it. Okay, babe. The only thing I can think of why it stressed her so bad is because she thought Dre was the last man standing that could potentially throw a monkey wrench in their plan. But because Tariq didn't tell her exactly what he had done, he just told her, "Ama, I took care of it." She didn't trust that. She didn't think to ask questions. She didn't have faith in that. She panicked. She panicked instead of taking the time to sit down and talk to her son as she has done in the past. Had she done that, she would have saved herself that jail time. Okay? Now, they found out the next day when after Bianca had talked to, who did she talk to? Oh, Bianca went down to the prison. And that's when she found out that Dre had been murdered. Now, this is the part that bothers me with Courtney and 50, is they put all of this space and time and opportunity in between episodes and casting. So everything seemed like it had just happened the night before, and it was the next morning. So if it in fact was the next morning, it doesn't fit the timeline, because we know that 2 episodes back that Spanky decided to snitch. Spanky cut a deal. Spanky was walking free when 2-Bit had called and told Tommy it was Spanky. And between the time he told Tommy and Tommy snuffed Spanky, we knew it had been, 2 weeks prior? So Spanky been dead for 2 weeks. Dre died the very next week. But now here we go today on the day of Ghost's death, when Dre was still alive and punched Bianca in the face. It doesn't, that when you try to put it together, they were so busy trying to throw us off and confuse us that the timeline didn't make any sense. So when she say she found out that Dre was dead, Dre had been dead for a week or 2. So, of course, now it's plain and simple that it could not have been Dre that killed Ghost. But why not? Because Dre was the one that punched Bianca in the face the night of the murder. So they messed it all up. It didn't make sense. I feel like Tasha went to jail on a technicality of weakness. She had sealed their future when she went and got into bed with Stern, which I think was a bad move, because we know Stern ain't trustworthy. But for the most part, Stern wanted truth. Stern was going to make sure Tariq had his education and everything he needed to get his degrees. And he offered Tasha a job so that he could have that tax write-off on that black woman working for him and his white company. And if she had got into any trouble after the fact, Stern could not afford for Tasha to go to jail with everything that he had invested for her. So she would have been privy to very good lawyers, very good attorney fees, and she could have talked and worked her way out of anything. But when she got greedy and grimy and tried to set Q up, that messed it up. That Q was the only thing she had left. He was the only thing she had going. And when they came to arrest him, I wanted her to beg and please know he was with me. Act like you gave a damn. Act like you didn't snitch him out. Beg the police not to take him. Act like you loved him and cared for him. Because had she really acted like she cared, he wouldn't have never snitched her out. He would have simply said, I didn't do it. Okay. I was on that side of town. I stopped and I got something to drink. And then I came home. There is no evidence that I did anything with it. And his gun, the gun was there. He could have said anything. He could have put that gun off on Tasha. He could have put that gun off on some girl he brought home from the club. He didn't know her name. He didn't know nothing about her. He didn't know it was there. He could have found a way. Tasha could have even helped him find a way to walk away from that charge. But being the gutter rat hood dog that she is, and you know what? I was rooting for Tasha from day one. When everybody turned on Tasha and fell in love with Angela, I still was rooting for Tasha. But Tasha showed her grimy ass, and now she's locked up for it. Where you at, Christina? Where you at, babe? I can tell you stuck. Where you stuck on? Where you stuck on, boo? Um, Another thing, Tommy, like I don't know who's gonna play Tasha's part next Saturday. Oh yeah, y'all, and get ready, baby. Oh yeah, get your drink. Can't link in. I'm trying. Okay, but where are you, love? That's what I'm asking. The first question I have to ask is, did you copy the link right above your comments? That's my first question. In order for you to copy the link, what you have to do is click and hold, and some little options will come up. And you want to make sure that the whole link gets shaded, and then you click copy. When you copy, then all you have to do, okay, so if you clicked copy that link, open your Safari. And if you have an iPhone, your Safari is the second picture on the bottom of your home screen. Your first picture should probably be your phone. I mean, everybody probably have different home screens, but that thing that looks like a compass, that's Safari. Click that at the bottom of your home screen. Safari will open up. You go up into the URL, click and hold, click paste and go, and it should bring you right to the StreamYard. So that's how Tasha killed herself off, as far as I'm concerned. Now, okay, you got an Android. I don't know what to tell you, baby. I'm sorry. Okay, so I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, babe. It should still work the same way, except for if you click the link up front, up at the top, if you just click it, it's going to take you somewhere. I just don't know what it says when you try. I mean, if it takes you somewhere, I think it's just a matter of you reading what and following the instructions. Because if it takes you to the StreamYard, then reading is going to get you into the StreamYard. Other than that, I know with the iPhone is different because most people, well, myself, I use the Google Chrome more than anything. I very seldom use Safari. I don't like Safari. But StreamYard doesn't like Google Chrome. So when it opens up to a whole page that says, for the most part, we ain't gonna let you get on over here. But what you can do is copy the link and then open your Safari, and you can go over there and access StreamYard. But again, that's on iPhone. iPhone's so bougie, you know how they act. But so anyway, so that's how Tasha messed herself up. Now, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to Tariq's teacher. When they arrested Tariq's teacher, and I don't know if y'all remember, but I had did a live, and I don't think but like a few people came and then they left. But I had mentioned, God, don't clown my phone, girl. I ain't, girl. No, I told you iPhones is bougie. iPhones are bougie. I haven't had an Android. Android used to be my cup of tea. I didn't want to have no parts of an iPhone. But finally, I was maneuvering on somebody's phone, and I said, well, I'll give it a try. And ever since I gave it a try, I have been in love with it. iPhones are much, much more simpler than Androids. But to me, Androids can be much more friendlier. But I haven't had an Android phone probably in 10 years. So no, I'm not clowning the Android at all. Actually, the Android can do some things I wish the iPhone could do. But unfortunately, iPhone ain't figured out how to make that happen yet. But yeah, so sometimes I do wish I had an iPhone. I mean, an Android. Yeah. So anyway, again, if you're copying that link, you should be able to open your internet and paste it, and reading from left to right should bring you right on into a platform that will bring you on the StreamYard, because I want you to be on with your voice. I don't want you to have to type. And that was the whole deal of it. I can have 6 people on here talking with me at the same time. Here, let me drop the link again, because I have 2 more people in here. So anybody else that might, it might be easy for them to get on, you're welcome to come online. Let's have a conversation about it. So if y'all remember a while back, I told y'all that it was still a rat in the police department, not on the federal level, but on the local police level, going all the way back to episode 4 when Felicia and Alicia and her brother was alive. I told y'all it was still a rat in the local level. So it's 2 things that we figured out from 613 to 615. We know that one of those cars was the hitman that Tate called up here to take Ghost out. And we know that the hitmen were one of the guys that Tommy shot when him and Ghost were being fired upon when they were on the dock. Now, what we never did find out, we never got another opportunity to figure out who is the police officer that's still hung up in this dope ring that's keeping people informed of what's going on behind the scenes. Now, what makes me think that person still exists is Tariq's teacher. Tariq's teacher was arrested at the school. They popped the trunk and found the drugs. Now, that made the light go off for me, because we know it was a little girl snitching at Tariq's old school at Cho that got him messed up. Now this teacher, who's been dealing drugs for a long time, and something happened, then he got in financial debt. He must have lost his supplier, and then Tariq came along and he started dealing again. He must have pissed off somebody he was dealing to, I'm guessing. And they either snitched on him or set him up, or this police officer, this rat police officer, has been watching Tariq for some time. Now, what officer would have any motivation to watch Tariq now that Jason is gone? The Jimenez sisters and brothers are gone. Who else? It was the Serbians are gone. All of the dope masters were killed off by a ghost in season 3, season 4. What is the motivation to have such a close eye on Tariq now while he in school? Somebody that's been watching him for a while. Somebody that was watching him when he was in bed with Vincent. Somebody that was watching him when he helped Proctor's daughter. So this person is going to rear his ugly head up this coming weekend when the new quote unquote power returns. Because see, we're at the end of the original power. That was it. Now we got the new power coming, new and improved with a new cast. We got Mary J. Blige that's going to be coming on. We got some other characters. We have to find these new characters. They have to create a niche for us to fall in love with them. I think a lot of us fell in love with Ghost with the way he caressed and took care of his family. He's fine as hell. And of course, them sex scenes helped a lot. Okay? Because the man's body is fire. All right? I'm just saying. And then you had his down-ass wife that was his ride or die. He had the white boy that's been his brother from another mother all their school years. Now, the only 3 people left standing are Tommy, Tariq, and Tasha. Now, I know people say, well, Tasha locked up. She ain't standing. Tasha is alive, okay? Tasha's going to be getting visits from her mom and her kids, okay? Tasha's going to be making phone calls to her son, okay, for advice. Tasha's son is going to be putting money on her books to keep her tight while she in prison, okay? Tasha going to be educating and schooling the girls while she's in prison, okay? Y'all better stay with me. Don't count Tasha out just because she locked up. Oh, she going to mess around and find a way to get out on early parole. Okay, so Christina couldn't make it. She bowed out. Bless her heart. So, well, so much for the YouTube. I'm going to go over to the messenger where my girl can participate, because the only reason we were doing this was because she wanted to participate. So I can't leave her out. I'll holler at you guys on the flip side. Peace.